Clase, hoy es martes el 27 de octubre de 2020. Hoy tenemos, please feel para empezar, watch that video. I think it's hilarious, so hopefully you do too. Please watch the Telehistoria in your online textbook. It's on page 99 to practice your listening comprehension. All the words they're using there is our vocabulary, so that'll be really good for practicing and practicing and practicing. You're watching today's lesson, that's awesome. We're going to get it kicked off with some time review. So time, are you ready for this super epic animation? Whoa. Anyway, I thought that was fun. So just to review time, ¿qué hora es? What time is it? That means right now. So you could say es la 1:30 or son las 2:15. Notice that this is a conjugation of ser, and so we're responding with conjugations of ser. Notice that we have the singular third person conjugation of ser because we're only having 1 hour, and we use the singular form of the article adjective. Here we have the plural third person form of ser because it's 2 or more hours, and we have the plural article adjective. And just remember, media means half, cuarto means quarter. A qué hora means at what time. Tienes la clase de español? You could say at, just a means at, just like a y just means and. So a la 1:15, notice again this is singular because it's 1 hour. A las 2:30, that is plural because it's 2 or more hours. So a las 2, a las 3, a las 4, etc. So go ahead and riddle me this. How would you respond to this? ¿Qué hora es? You can go ahead and pause the video. Give yourself time to think so that you can think through this and process it. It'll help you in the long run. It is son, you would say son las 4. Son las 4. We're not saying a las 4 because it's saying what hour is it right now, so I respond with son. ¿Qué hora es? Pause the video. Son las 2:30. What about this one? ¿Qué hora es? Again, pause the video. This one you should say son las 9 menos cuarto. Notice that whenever it's above the 30 mark, we're going to subtract it from the hour to come. So it's almost 9. This is 8:45. So we're subtracting it from the hour to come, and we're subtracting a quarter, right? Again, because that's 31 or above. So it's in this half of the hour, we're subtracting it from the hour to come. Son las 9 menos cuarto. What about this one? Pause the video. This one you say es la 1. Es la 1. How do you respond to this one? ¿A qué hora tienes la clase de matemáticas? Pause the video, try to figure it out. Okay, this one, remember, because it's above the 30 mark, we have to subtract it from the hour that is coming, which would be 11. So we say son las 11 menos 29, right? So 11 o'clock minus 29 minutes would be 10:31. ¿A qué hora tienes la clase de ciencias? Pause the video again. A las, oh no, it'd be a la 1, right? Because it's above the 30, so we have to bring it to the next hour. A la 1 menos 10. A la 1 menos 10. And notice here it's saying at what time, so now we're responding with a las or a la. ¿A qué hora tienes que llegar a la escuela? At what time do you need to arrive at the school? Pause the video, think through it. A las 8 menos cuarto. And finally, ¿a qué hora tienes que comer el almuerzo? What time do you need to eat or have to eat lunch? This would be a las 12:14. A las 12:14. And remember that if you're responding to this question, you could say tengo que, right? I have to. Tengo que comer el almuerzo a las 12:14. Muy bien. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our lesson for today. Hopefully you watched your telehistoria. Okay, let's go ahead and look at 11 together. If I can scroll. Can I scroll? Por favor? Maybe not. There we go. Somos buenos estudiantes. Pablo, Claudia y sus amigos son buenos estudiantes. Explique si siempre o nunca hacen lo siguiente. So explain if they always or never do the following. So for example, if we're looking at, let's just do the first four together. Yo and escuchar en clase. So basically you can just choose whichever one you want to say. Remember that siempre and nunca go in front of your verb. So we're conjugating our AR verbs here, right? Remember our conjugation chart here. So if we're saying yo blank in clase, you could say yo siempre escucho en clase, right? We're dropping our AR, we're adding our O. Siempre escucho en clase. You could also say yo nunca escucho en clase. Número dos, Pablo blank tomar apuntes. We're conjugating tomar by dropping the AR and we're adding the A. So you could either say Pablo siempre toma apuntes or Pablo nunca toma apuntes. What about nosotros? Do you remember that from last Friday? Or sorry, from yesterday, I should say. Nosotros blank sacar malas notas. Nosotros siempre sacamos malas notas. Oh, hopefully you don't siempre sacamos malas notas. We would say nosotros nunca sacamos malas notas, right? What about Claudia y Pablo? What pronoun are we going to replace their names with? Instead of saying Claudia y Pablo, we could say they, right? So we could say ellos. So that's the AN ending. What verb are we using? Estudiar. So we drop the AR and we add the AN. Claudia y Pablo siempre estudian. Let's do one more. Let's do Diego y yo. Remember, this is someone else and I. So that's also going to be nosotros, right? Because that's we, someone and I. So Diego y yo siempre llegamos. Remember, we're dropping the AR here and adding the amos. Siempre llegamos a la clase tarde. Or you could say, if you want to be a better student, Diego y yo nunca llegamos a clase tarde. Muy bien. Okay, I think we get that. Let's go ahead and skip to this para en piensa. It says, did you get it? Complete each sentence with the correct form of the verb in parentheses. So go ahead, pause the video, see if you can do these four, and then we'll go over the answers. Okay, so it should be nosotros usamos la computadora mucho. Yo preparo la comida de vez en cuando. Los chicos dibujan, that's the they, the ellos ending, dibujan en la clase de arte. And necesitas, that's the AS ending, necesitas tú sacar una buena nota. Muy bien. The last thing I want to go over with you guys today is 16. Comprensión de los episodios. ¿Quién es? ¿A quién se refieren estas oraciones? So look at who these sentences are referred to, and then we're going to conjugate the verb. So number one, blank, tener que practicar fútbol. So hopefully you watched the telehistoria. If you didn't, pause it and go back. Go to your slides. Click your online textbook link and watch that telehistoria on page 99. So, who are we talking about here? I know that Pablo is the one who's practicando fútbol. So, how would you conjugate tener to make this sentence grammatically correct? Pablo, it's going to be tiene que practicar fútbol. If you don't remember your forms of tener, please go ahead and open your books to that page. That's probably like 10 pages back from where we are now, roughly. So maybe page 90, 91, I think is where it is, to find tener. What about this one? Blank, llegar a la clase a las 7 de la mañana. or sorry, a la escuela. Let's put them, right? So Claudia y Pablo llegan. That's taking off the AR and adding an A in. Llegan a la escuela a las 7 de la mañana. Blank, hablar por teléfono. Who's talking through the phone or talking on the phone? I believe it's both of them. Claudia y Pablo hablan por teléfono. Número 4. Necesitar estudiar 1 o 2 horas. I know that she told him he needs to, so I would say Pablo necesita, right? Take off the AR and add the A. Estudiar 1 o 2 horas. 5. Notice here it's tener without a K. So that's followed by a noun, right? Tener K is always added by the verb of what someone has to do. So, Claudia y Pablo tienen un examen de ciencias. Tienen. Let's do one more. Blank, sacar una buena nota. I think they both got a good note, right? He said Pablo, he tiene un 90. Claudia tiene un 100. Both are good numbers. So Claudia y Pablo sacan, right? Take off the AR, add an A, and sacan una buena nota. Muy bien, chicos. I believe that's all I have for you guys today. If my mouse is working. There we go. So we did that. Okay, so your tarea, I'm going to put something on Canvas for you guys. I haven't made it yet, but it'll be up for you tomorrow. So go ahead and look at that. Tomorrow we'll start working towards our writing assessment. That's going to be this upcoming Friday, Viernes. So please be writing, be practicing, be studying this hard because, again, we're going to be having our writing assessment on Friday. So, chicos, more information on that. Adiós y que tengan un buen día.